Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, the meeting of the Inalåhan Municipal Planning Council is now called to order. It is 6:40. Can you go ahead and have roll call, please?
Mayor Anthony Carvalho.
President,
Michael Weekly. Stephanie Carvalho, President. Jane Carvalho. Kathleen Tyree. Present. Roy Carvalho. Janice Sanchez. Mary Bridget Meno. Alfred Burrito. Latrina Mentalona. And Joe Meno. And just for the record, Chair, Mr. Chair, we have a guest assignment, Terry Logan. With the members present, we do have a quorum.
okay, so as part of the open government law, this meeting was posted on the one meeting post on January 14th, 2026, with the second posting of this meeting on January 19th, 2026. I'd like to make a motion that we hold off on our secretary of treasury report only because we have Claire Leone who wants to I don't know, bring issues or ask questions, and if that's okay, then we make a motion to do that. Yeah, table it or not, okay, we'll get back to it once it's done. So moved. Okay, so there's a motion, second by, so motion made by Mike to withhold item number 2 and 3 and give the opportunity for whoever to present. Seconded by Al Burrito, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay, motion carries. Okay, so Claire, you can go ahead.
I do have two things I want
Sure.
to follow up on. The first one is, the southern villages do have a setback issue.
Sorry, can you introduce yourself?
Claire Inalåhan, resident. The southern villages do have a setback issue. I met with Mayor back in October 2024. There was a property here that was potentially on the market for sale, and transaction didn't fulfill, didn't go through because of the setback violation. Granted that Inalåhan, Molesto, Mata, and Agat, they all have small property from the main road. So when I did meet with the mayor, I kind of presented as a suggestion to go before the legislature to amend the law. So that way, the community is able to finance their property or build or renovate. So if anyone walks in the village that goes into the bank and asks to borrow funding for financing on their home as a collateral, there's a good chance that the loan may be denied because of the setback. Now, if you pull up the zone variance, it says here that your setback requirement is right and left side of the yardage of the home is supposed to be 8 feet from the marker. Okay, then your front yard is supposed to be 15 feet. Your rear is 10 feet. There is no way residents down here has a 15 feet from the boundary. So
If I may, can you let us know what this public law number is, and is this public law something that
it is
under the jurisdiction of the mayor's office?
it is in the public law. I also brought in the zone variance application. And again, I just kind of want to bring this as possibly maybe a project to be revisited.
What's the public law number?
I don't have that at all. If you just look up zone variance requirement, you'll be able to review that. And again, your front is 15 feet, your rear is 10 feet, your right and left side is 8 feet.
So, and in order for this public law to be amended, you need the support from the mayor, is that why you're?
Mayors, the mayors to go in and push forward to bring the situation with the yard, the villages are really small, so let's say. So it's really, if you look at it, it's more of the southern villages that is affected. So as an example, the neighbor across the street, his house wasn't able to get on the market because of the variance. If you look at his boundary from his residence to the main road, that's not 15 feet. Now, if your client, if the customer, if a resident is taking out a VA loan, if it's a veteran loan, The veteran requirement is that there cannot be absolutely any blemish on your appraisal report. You can have a credit score of 800, but if you have a problem with the appraisal report, you won't get approved for the loan. So again, bring it forward. I do plan to bring this to the other villages as maybe something that can be collectively done as a project. To just request, see the thing about the villages down south, it's more of historic. And that's probably something that can be grandfathered.
Right.
So, in a lot
You know, that's a good point.
It makes sense, and, have you considered going before the mayor's council, and maybe have the mayors as a collective? Or, yeah,
That's,
rather than going to every single mayor?
I do plan to bring this forward, but like I said, as a collective project on behalf of the, especially like I said, the southern mayors are the ones that are really affected by this. The southern villages are the ones that are affected by it. So again, I just want to bring this forward as something to be looked at. Family members need financing regardless of what the cases can be.
No, but I mentioned that because I guess I didn't need to understand at the time. I mean, I knew that house had issues with the marriages, but I didn't really that tonight with the numbers you're right. I think every lease here will be affected with that law.
It's conventional loans, so conventional loans are a little bit more flexible and accommodating, so the bank can make that discretion to approve it or not.
So is that how,
Approve the loan or not.
so is that how the loan got approved for that then?
No.
Okay.
But if it is financed and it is going to be, like I said, it's a VA loan, it's a VA guarantee. Like I said, that is one of the requirements, is that you have to have a really good appraisal capacity. And that's not one of the first situation, that's just one of the recent one that we encountered. I encountered. So again, it's possible, but I will bring that, again, as a project, just as a consideration. It can be considered as historic and grandfathered. I'll have to work on these after and just maybe have them come here and invite them.
Was that a second issue?
The second one, not only
All right,
the
concerning-
sort of an issue. I wanted to follow up on the EA development, EA subdivision. There is about 25% of the applicants there that possibly have defaulted.
Okay.
Is it something that can be revisited to have it open up for lottery for new applicants?
So there's some information there. So when I went in there because some people brought them up that they're locked because of failure to pay. And at the time when they did that, it was through land management. What happened was all the defaulted properties now went to Chamorro Land Trust, which makes it a little bit more problematic to obtain. But in discussion, of course, if you recall, I think maybe now Chamorro Land Trust has stabilized with its 4 members there. But at the time when I brought this issue up, there was the turnover was just happening left and right. The directors were changing up around. And so I never went back only because I was under the impression when they told me it was almost like they're not in a position to take that only because I guess they didn't have the internal controls amongst themselves. But it looks perhaps maybe now it's a good time to go back and revisit that because it looks like there's a little bit more stabilization now. But I did bring it up because there were some folks that already, there were a lot of people that came to me. One was those that made payment fully and never received the title. Those that needed 2 more payments, but because of whatever issue, didn't make it on time, and they're trying to seek help to, kind of reinstitute that back, so please take them back and finish up the last 2 payments.
I think the last report is that I think they were going to start opening up the application process, but I think they were addressing, if I read it correctly, there was some issues with some owners that they had been deceased. So
Right.
I think about is it transferred to, but I believe it's like 2 people with the
Yeah.
application. I did learn more about it.
Yeah, so the other issue that was raised, at least for Inalåhan, was a lot of the landowners They ended up selling the property before the 10 year. And so the guy gave the owner money. I couldn't register it. There was a lot of, right? So technically it was an unlawful sale or whatever, illegal sale. So now the property owner has the money, the guy that gave the money to the property owner is asking that, things get, so there was a lot of, like, it's a big mess, right? So, I mean, I'll definitely bring that up because I know there's still an opportunity for others around here to, I know at the time, the people wanted to be a part of it, but there's more land trusts or whatever, everything was handed over to them, and they now fall under different criteria in terms of who can get the land.
Right. So, other than the fact that there's a default, there is a tract there, a subdivision, or not a subdivision, but a section there, that they assign properties out, like when they paid it off, but it's undeveloped. You can't technically build a home on it because it's right on the easement. So those.
Or if it's someone declining.
Yeah.
So I don't know if, if you are one of them, but I do know that our office has actually helped. I want to say at least 7 or 8 people that were undeveloped property. They were able to go and get another slot of property that was, where they can build. And so that's something that I don't know if you are talking that with yourself or we have a bigger group, but I highly recommend that they go to land management. If that's salvageable, but I know at the time because we were able to help 7 or 8 families.
We've been going to land management. They just been, it fell on deaf ears.
Have they told you anything?
They said they will look into it, and we're going almost on 10 years, we still have not received their title from them. And we're the family that's affected, that is, because we haven't received the title, the law says that you cannot transfer the title for a period of 10 years.
Right.
But the clock for us doesn't start until they give us the title.
Okay, so this
So
is
if anything happens to if anything happens to me or to my husband, our family will have to go to probate.
so if you wish, I mean, we can set up an appointment, and if you want, you and your husband can join me, and we'll go and discuss your particular lot, because I was kind of under the I know when it first came in, we helped 7 or 8 families, and so unfortunately, we never spoke about the issue there, but we can go in there and, kind of.
It's not, it's not just for myself.
Right, I know,
I want to do it for everybody.
but I don't know, I'm not privileged to find out if the properties are paid because it's not under my name, right? I've asked, but that's not my information to inform me about, but I'm only aware when we come to the office, then I go and we do the dialogue, and we end up always with a positive result of everything.
Yeah. Just critical that it has to be a collective, so if we can get collective residents to put that meeting together, that's the only way how the government will listen.
Invite them to
Deaf ear. We fell on deaf ears for many years, and no one's listened to us.
Okay, so I will.
I'm asking us, for residents.
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
I have to get back to you. You do have your contact number, your sign machine?
I did.
Okay.
For regarding the zone variance, what exactly are you asking? To repeal it?
I'm asking to amend the law to grandfather Inalåhan
And the
for
sewer.
the frontage of the yard. Because they have.
Does it affect any other northern?
I'm from northern, I can say there are some properties up north, but most of the southern villages is not.
So amended,
Amend the law to grandfather the setback for the frontage.
issue a waiver.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, because if you grandfather, then you're pretty much saying that all the southern villages don't have to adhere to it, right? Is that, if you grandfather it in? You mean,
Yeah, that's what.
okay.
Only the frontage, so the sides and the rear,
Yeah,
it would be
because it's of the main axis of the east,
just one of these.
the
8,
front.
10, 15 front, 10 back, 8 on side.
Well, then again, some houses the rear faces the front, so you might just need to do front and back.
From the main road, is that
Yeah.
how it's?
Yeah.
Or from Boundary.
Or
I'm gonna see this is already. Where we are.
From Boundary, which direction?
from the front.
All of us, it's very difficult to just say.
And she said, right, the house is closer to the main road and all that. And the front entrance to the house, so we have to be 15 feet from the barn.
It's supposed to be about 15 feet off the market, yeah,
That's considered.
yeah.
So you're just basically wherever the front door is, that's the front. 15 feet there, 10.
Wherever the marker is in front. So that's the only two things I have. Mine,
What if you
just marinate on it, that would be wonderful.
If you're on the side street, which is your house, it's going to say 90 feet from the main road in the rear, and the variance is 10 feet, you still have an issue with the variance. You know what I mean?
Or if the house is facing side from the
Yeah.
front,
So it's kind of difficult to just always assume that
yeah.
just because the road's up here, that that's gonna be the home's front, you know? So we have to really word it to cover.
I don't know if this affects the northern, I just know that the southern is most, has the most impact. Just as food for thought suggestion, just consider it as historical.
Something you should talk to your southern mayor, see if they're experiencing the same issue, concern.
Or not, sure.
Should be brought up to Alejandro, that's where the amendment process will begin for anyone.
Okay, thank you.
That's it, thank you for your time.
Okay, so going back to item number 3 now, secretary report.
The minutes have been provided for our last meeting of November 19th, 2025. We can have a meeting in December.
We will give 4 minutes to review, or you guys all reviewed the report?
Yes, sir.
There was a motion that was saying treasury reports. The reports that we ever,
From the reports that were tabled for the meeting.
November through January.
But I think it was from early on in the year, all people like June, July or something. There was a motion for it to be provided and it was, yes. So the only thing we have right now for the council is, November and December. And our alternate for the 33 months.
So make a motion to approve the secretary's report. So continue.
I second.
Okay, there's a motion to accept the treasurer's, secretary's report, made by Roy, seconded by Kathy, with changes as needed. Those in favor say aye. Any votes against? Motion carries. Treasurer's report. We can do it. Report, the treasurer's report. For the duration from November 20th to January 21st, the host community's benefit fund has a balance after pending credits 7928. I think we're still pending an allotment, right, coming in this month. So the next few, hopefully that's that. Then we have the NAP account, the balance after pending credits for $2,133.31. We will request from the treasurer to provide the reports of the table, what were the pending ones? Last meeting.
Well, the motion was that they be provided prior to our December meeting, but we didn't have a December meeting, so there's nothing to provide, so we have to, motion to just submit it prior to our next scheduled meeting.
Oh,
Okay, because there was no December meeting, so.
so well, first of all, I'd like to move to approve the treasurer's report as reported by our alternate treasurer with a balance of the host community fund at $79.48 and the NAP at $2,133.31.
You second?
The same.
A motion to approve treasurer's report, both with the host and the NAP, made by Stephanie, seconded by Kathy. Those in favor say aye. Will you get all ayes or? Those opposed, say nay. Motion carries. Okay, so here's report, not much to report, two things I want to report. Number one, though, what you guys saw today, will be here, completion of phase 1, which is from the Tenaga area up toward the entrance of the middle school. So that portion is done. There is a second phase that's going to happen, and as I said before, it's going to move up to the poultry farm. I don't have a date on that right now. Tentative date is start up in February. Again, it's only because of public works, and they're going to have to do a lot of preparatory work before the Hawaiian Rock comes in. So if you guys notice, a lot of the work that they do is kind of to prep the area. When Hawaiian Rock comes, they literally just mill the road and they leave it the same day.
That's good, because I think the most bumpiest road is coming back up towards Puppy Town.
Yeah, that's been part of our work.
The snake road is, you know.
Well, you can tell that they're not to come in, you see some of those birds, they have that sag on the shoulder. And I think what they're doing is they're excavating down several feet and
We played guard guns.
packing it in.
So the second one I wanted to report on was obviously you guys probably heard of the news we did. Our office went and applied for grant money,
Yes,
and it was the idea behind it was we wanted to get money to build the huts. So that's kind of what was approved, and the idea behind that is that we're going to be calling for out to the community. We wanted families actually to participate. And the idea is we wanted families to be able to build huts their way. Obviously, we don't want, we really want a authentic hut. We don't want just a real quick throw up in there. And again, it's because the materials are going to be free. We're going to be pretty much paying them for their time and their labor. And that's kind of what the money that was granted we're going to use. We also want to see we're able to have some funds to repair the restroom. We kind of prepped it. We need to kind of launch out the opening of gift combo.
So the grant goes through the mayor's office,
Yes.
but it's better. Gift bottle, I know that we had it.
Yeah, so I made it very clear when we presented the grant that the property area was in question in terms of who has the rightful ownership of it. But through the Baptist church, we deal with pump restoration trucks, they acknowledge that what they inform me is that those properties, the property owners were already been addressed in terms of, I guess, where the land is changed and the value is down. Like Uncle Ben, I don't know if you're aware, but over there by the grocery store, they gave them a big piece of property there in exchange for some property that was good.
Oh, they gave him that in exchange for what he gave up in Inalåhan? Oh, that's fine.
Please.
I remember probably back in the day.
No, right after he
So what's the bill, back in the main building, and you're gonna turn that back into
Yeah, definitely, we have, the idea is to kind of bring back the glory days of the velocity people that we have collaborated. And so, you know, building infrastructure gives us enough, but building that gives us enough time to kind of, come up with a real game plan of who's gonna be in charge and what have you. And so, I know we're getting a lot of, potential support coming from GDP. And so that's a good indicator. We also, we're speaking with Tina Municipal. She's saying that, you know, there are some grant monies within the legislature that they can allow, like, start off with like 25,000 to kind of get things rolling over there. So they're still messing with a bunch of other monies that we want to bring together so that we're able to launch off their problem, you know, so making the simple stuff can be oil making those that can be easily achieved.
So the total grant was 36,000.
Right under 37,
So that now only for the construction of the building of that, or?
yeah, well, and also the restroom.
Oh, I understand. Do you think that's going to be enough, or does it have to find?
No, it's not, we initially, I think, looking for 60,000. But probably, we given that much, so we'll have to work the whole that.
How many beds are you planning to do?
So, the existing practically the plan is there's only 6 sites. But we are thinking, pick up a total of 10. Again, depending on the negotiation with, you know, what the consensus is, if they say we'll do it for 1,005, getting that 10 is easy.
So does this 36,000 also include any renovation or repair to the current structure that is there in pocket that is?
No, it's a separate one. What the money entails is like you're able to go buy chainsaws, so if the family needs to use the chainsaw, you can put them in the chainsaw and, you know, surrender it back up on the machine. Something like that. When I was able to buy fuel, you know, for,
Oh, so not actually the materials to the.
you know, they're gonna go and get the materials, so we're, because it's free action. Yeah, so
It's only for tools and some miscellaneous.
Well, what they can do also is use it for private and then cover it with the actual resources. So just like the ones that are being reused.
yeah, that was like a factor, that would be a lot more sensitive. So it's gonna be just pure action materials.
Mostly just for labor.
Yeah, it's very much. You know, it's a way to, for some families to make money and literally showcase their stuff to their grandchildren or, you know, go out of, yeah. So that is- Anyways, that's what I have. So moving on to new business, of course, item A is, that was kind of wrongfully included in our agenda. There was a miscommunication between our office and the folks, requesting for the conditional use permit. But let me just say this, at least this is that, so what it is this project is about putting in 5 megawatts of power inside the same area in Canada. But, so what they were doing is they put a 34,000 kW transmission lines on the whole. This 5 megawatt is supposed to be kind of just to feed off into the Inalåhan grid. So it's not going to be shared like outside our village, it's going to be pretty much just to serve people within. So that's a good thing because after a storm or whatever other power issues going on, that one is going to be kind of dedicated to the close proximity of, you know, between the Malolo, down here area.
It's not a government property,
No, so this property actually, so GPA, got a bid, sent a bid out from this company, Pacific Energy Corp, won the bid. And because they're going to be paid, for providing this service provider, our provider, they went ahead and bought the property. They questioned
who bought the property?
the Pacific Energy Corp. So they're buying it from a private landowner, it's not government property. They asked what
And they
property.
wanna rezone it,
That, all of that, yeah, that's
or
what
is it
they,
already
yeah, that, they already have, so part of the land use commission is to have the outreach here, and that's what
you're
they,
gonna put a solar
that's what.
farm on that property they bought?
Yes. So that's one kind of regularly inform
Is
this.
it requiring that EIS? Environmental?
Oh, yeah,
Area?
so all of that already is going through the, actually in motion and all that, so now it's kind of, informing that, and I did tell them that part of the reason was not any turnout or anything is because they really went to the process before, so people's concerns and sure really address, and if anything, they probably have a better process now since we're learning the mistakes of the past. The one thing that I did ask on this company was that obviously they're going to be needing some laborers, and if they do, and the process include the mayor's office, where we got the application and allow for us to use our in-office first, to be part of the labor force, not necessarily skilled, or not.
General labor?
Yeah. The general labor, yeah. So they agreed that they will do that.
I know it wasn't a very big project. I think when the first meeting, it was like 2 containers, just a house, very minimal.
Which one for this one or the one before that?
One of the buildings were
Oh,
very small containers. There wasn't gonna be like dedicated like personnel like 24 hours a day, you know, and if you're gonna come in and do something, it's like a day.
so they're a small footprint compared, so I'll give you an example. The Sonora project, the first project, used 62,000 panels. This company was only 5 megawatt, they're only putting in 7,000 panels. So very, much smaller footprint.
How big of a property?
I don't know.
Ship it on,
It's a private property, I'm assuming the property will almost will purchase it.
And they're not gonna do anything, I think the infrastructure to tie in is, it's like a couple of feet off the main road. So they're gonna tie in something that's already there, right? So they're not gonna encroach into the road and do a turn out, and have to redo 2 or 3 lines on the main highway and the
Yeah.
Or just like a handhold or something, just to tie into it.
The Inalåhan Festival, February 2021. Now that you're informed.
So in Inalåhan Festival, every year we fund. The NBC is, a lot of funding from the local community fund, and, to support this endeavor, right? So we're gonna have to get some money for staging, maintaining restaurants. So, in anticipation that we're gonna have, the host community funded, law,
Yeah, this is good.
that we're gonna need to appropriate some money to the Ghana Festival. For that year.
Yes. But currently, funding to cover whatever that's coming in, but we're running. Yeah. So it seems like what is the revenue that is coming in from Congress Festival? It's not as much as others. So I was looking at it, for Stevie, it was like 4,000. If add up all the vendors that have submitted, we're definitely.
And I don't know if, I know, from brief discussions with Jaylene has put in a grant request to GED, but I think it's a minimal amount of 5,000. And
That's what every village is doing.
yeah, so you can, and you don't get that all up front, so you get a portion of that, I want to say 2,500 before, and then you have to justify the expenditures or what you spend it on, to get reimbursed for the additional 25.
So we submitted a request for DD,
Yes.
but we haven't received word of work.
So our office, of course, the lot of giving hands, is, we're trying to say that we need the major role players for this, right? But, our office also soliciting, donations and what have you, so I'm not sure what's the age report, but
From Kaha, we received 2,500, GTA 1,000, and then we just, Baker won 500, and then we just received word saying we don't know, maybe less, if not 500.
So is this, donations that are being donated to the mayor's office or to our
So the mayor's office.
yeah, so obviously once we start, when we meet with a lot of giving hands, we will be able to report exactly what monies were requested and given to directly benefit Bada's festival. So based on the numbers, 2,500, already we're looking at like 4,000, that's already available from GUB. So we were in that position of, we might end up right around 6,000 with just what monies and donations rate. That hasn't stopped there. We sent out to like other, like I know, tax savers. So there was several that we did send out already.
I know in the past, we appropriated funds to host community fund, I want to say, in the neighborhood of
15.
10. So, the God has given hands, the senator that, prepared a report. So, is there any other, I'm not sure if this is the right body for me to bring this up, but since we're in this subject, right now we're looking at a total cost of 10,000. So aside from the restrooms that are needed at 2,400, entertainment, and the staging at 4,000, is there, and the MC, is there any other expenditures that we're going to support?
I think we're still waiting for,
Stage, like,
So the stage has 4,000. So that's it. The restroom is
we're still
2,400.
waiting for a couple more
Entertainment.
entertainment.
So the entertainment I have is like maybe 4 or 5, and they
I
will
think after the entertainment, we spoke to,
like the Paris, Pacific Pool, Pacific Springs, and Luna, and Oxford.
Yeah, I think there's a couple more that are still pending. Reached out to, we have, let's say, Inspirato,
so the
Micronation.
yeah, recreation was one, and then there's another guy, it's called Jason. Yeah.
No, I heard that. Band favorite.
Jay,
Celebrating. It's a one-man show. Pretty
So what do we need to do?
From the Hotel Community Fund, support the COPS with,
So this month, at the
Okay.
end of the month, we're anticipating right around 40,000 deposit into the account. So we're saying it will make the consideration of anywhere between 10 to 50, up to 15,000.
Same what we did last year.
Yes.
So we're gonna do the same process, okay?
And then really, it's just to secure the funding to say again that we fall short somewhere. But I said our office already is out there aggressively trying to get donations, and right now we're up around 4,000 already so far.
No, I mean, I don't see a problem having, our festival, I mean, the God Festival is, community event, it gets a lot of people, it's garnering a lot of attention too, so, I don't have a problem supporting that.
So make a motion.
So we're gonna make a motion to appropriate no more than 15,000 from the host community fund for the purpose of funding any shortfalls of the God Festival.
The motion made by Mike, weekly to approve up to 15,000 funding for each shortfall for the upcoming Lada festivals scheduled for February 2021, seconded by Roy. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Naming of classrooms and names of educators in our community. So it kind of raises up last year, and I wanted to kind of get guidance from you guys as to what would be the best, or if anything, number one, you guys approve of the idea.
How many classrooms do we have?
Well, first of all, is this something that DDOE has already?
Why is video need to do that?
Oh,
You
no.
you can't just come into a school and say, I want to
Oh.
mark this room and then.
Oh,
So let me go back.
oh, I'm sorry, I thought not the classrooms in the mayor's office?
No,
Oh, I'm
no, the entire middle and elementary school.
So, I am only bringing this up because of course, the public department regulations do management. So we want to ensure that we, have that authority.
So I want to say this, when we first initially, changed the name to Inalåhan, I went before the board and asked them to honor the law that was approved and passed, and they all agreed. But in that conversation, I also brought about, and this is back in 2021. So it's primarily the same board, and when I brought the idea up, again, I would like to make consideration that, if you guys have authorized us to name the classrooms in elementary for a lot of people that were elementary teachers, and anybody at middle school that were high and middle school teachers, and they're like, they love the idea of Maria Terry's one. I was like, man, that's a good idea, what do you do? But of course, we
And how
never.
many classrooms do we have in the elementary?
How many classrooms in the middle school, do you know? Real quick, that's 46.
That's just a middle school, not the elementary. So. Is your planning for?
No, we're gonna dedicate. So what it is what I was saying.
Any teacher?
Educator, again, educator.
No, it has to be for
In-
It has to be for around that quarter of school.
Oh, okay, so not an educator, become like a bishop or a canon.
Yeah, we kind of wanted them to have that sense of the time, but I wanted to say number one, that we, before we bring this to the board, I want to be able to say we have, approved by the council, but we're also going to have a town meeting and kind of bring up, because we may learn of a better idea or how. So in the den, for example, there's 46, but there's 92 people from the lawn, from the middle school, for example, and now our approach would be, we're gonna put 2 names on the classroom, right?
Oh, like for the worker.
Yeah, because it's gonna be hard to change in a lawn, for example, in a lawn elementary, to change it to, Sternigo Lane, what's the name again?
Merit.
Sternigo, right? Maybe she was a long-time teacher, whatever. But we wanted to honor everybody, but the guy was just straight out of Brussels and thinking, why her? I'm smarter than her. I don't know that. So just to minimize it, we want to be able to dedicate a rule. And again, if you guys don't, you don't have to move on this idea. If you guys feel like it's just too controversial, then we can,
It's a good I think it just needs a little bit more research. And, what's the intent, what are the pros and cons if we do proceed? I think it's a great idea, recognizing our educators, but I think what we will start is you're going to get some professionals probably. Say, well, what about, like, let's say nurses, or are we gonna name the nursing board a room?
Or school administrator.
Yeah, a principal who, when, retired there. So things like that, as you're saying, we probably need to discuss this in phases, but I like the idea, but I do honestly, it's gonna be tough about the classrooms and the baby's office and the individual room and all that, so.
Okay, so we can stay with that for now and put some more thought and maybe come back at a later time. The last one, item B, or at least item B, funding request. So, kind of a little bit of, yeah, because so, funding request of $2,000 is, what I have before you here, is we have a lot of equipment, we have a lot of, like riding mowers, bush cutters, chainsaws, or what have you. And where we have been falling short is having our purchase orders produced in a timely manner to get our, we don't have any robust maintenance program, and that's kind of the reason why our lot of our equipment is down.
Does each mayor's office, do their own stuff where they requisition and submit it for purchase order?
Yeah, but the way it
Or is
was
it
in
like
the
a
case,
base?
for example, we get oil from this vendor, we get the filter from this vendor, then, I mean, it wasn't, I don't know, have it, right? And so really what I want to do is I want to start off with New Year, January, because it's in the queue right now to get these materials, but I don't foresee it happening anytime soon, and we're in dire need of getting our vehicles, serviced, and we really need to, this is very important at this point. We really need to get this thing done. I get, some of our maintenance practice at the school, but I think we need to get back on the board before we start breaking out all the equipment. I have, like, a good example is one of the red Nissan truck is in need of a starter and a battery. But we don't have the purchase order available right now to get that back on the road. It's a simple expense, but I also think it's a very meaningful expense because we're sharing, we're really just behind with everything we're doing.
Mayor, I do, coming from a department and dealing with maintenance, and I fully understand that. I do want to, get a feel of how much your office spends on maintenance. It feels like every time we have a meeting, we have a large purchase. I think the maintenance of the vehicle, the way some of your staff operates them and takes care of them, I think contributes to the breakdown. I don't think some of them should be driving the vehicles and all that, but I fully understand the need for it, but I do want to see how much we spent in 2024 per month. Because then maybe we can do what we can do, we see like you average about 3,000, and maybe we could do what we do like on a quarterly basis rather than on a monthly basis. So we approve 6,000 for a quarter. That way you guys need to manage that 6,000 for the quarter and not come, but I would like to see how much we spent in, just a breakdown, a rough estimate of how much we spent on a month on maintenance and supplies, because and fuel, because fuel is not cheap anymore. It went down a little, but
The fuel alone that we're going to go top of here, we spent over $30,000.
But
Is
that's,
that one price or is that government one price?
Well, that's what, as a matter of
but that's
fact.
for all your purchase order or that partner,
Yeah, no,
what do we spend the fuel on?
the bush cutters, the riding
But
mowers.
I thought we have maintenance, don't we hire, aren't we paying,
yeah, no, that one is just our internal cost, like what we charge our budget. No, we never use. I know when we first took over, we did, but we had a problem with gas, but that's an active issue, so.
So purchase orders for your repair items, including mowers, you go through government one purchase orders.
yeah?
You get a blanket purchase order,
No, we don't.
or you have to itemize everything.
So what
If
is
you
it?
need a battery or a starter, like you said, you have to be itemized.
Oh, so you have to be like, this store gets only these because of the price,
Yeah, so It's been a good problem, so it's been probably not like that, so. First of all, honestly, I think it's a very good, I'm asking for any maintenance. Only because, yes, no, so, of course, we anticipate, so what we're looking at is not only getting their oil change now, but also stocking on the oil filters so that we can get on our regimen, or we want the purchase orders also that that's that, right? So kind of like, there's a big gap that we're trying to fill right now, only because of the urgent need to make sure that these people don't fail.
Purchase order, 4 months into fiscal year. Can you call it my opinion? You guys handle your own procurement?
Yeah, no, well, we have our.
I mean, the mayor's council handles your own procurement?
So that's your maintenance for one of the vehicles here.
Yeah.
What is, to do your maintenance, you do it in-house. The mayor's council does not have a vendor say.
We were doing it before that, I got hired to do with the purchase order. I understand that one of the big challenges with the purchase order today, right now, is a lot of vendors have been paid, that's not our fault, that's DOA, so.
And the vendors are not providing the services because of
They don't
that.
want, they don't respond to our inquiries, so that they didn't do it.
They-
So I'll give you an example, one example I'm gonna give is, I wanted to change the size of our writing wall from 61 inch to 72 inch. And so the only vendor that has that is DRC. So, but they refuse to respond on a non maintenance. And so what happened is I had to go back and change the specs back to 61 inch. And so kind of like that's our dilemma, right? But that's kind of what's happening is, a lot of our vendors, and it's not, not just, our vendors, literally every government entity is going to the shit, so. It's a big challenge. I think 2,000 is pretty conservative in terms of, the number of vehicles that we have, and we're getting coolant, we're gonna store some oil, some filters, and get grease for the.
How many official vehicles do you have?
So right now we have, we got a brand new truck, so we have that, the black truck, the Toyota, Nissan, and the Dodge. So the Dodge Ram too, we got the van, so it's all 6 deep.
What about the side by side?
Yeah, that's.
I've only seen one when I was here.
Okay, actually, we have
What happened to the,
the red one.
yeah,
It's over, it's just, broke it again, you don't have to do fixing or supplies.
what happened that it broke?
Oh, that's all, that was here before the rules or something. Or the electricity.
And then the 14,000?
No, we're doing the two first, or something.
Oh, yeah. Why, motion to approve the 2,000.
Coming out of the host community fund.
Yeah.
Provided that the breakdown and your request is.
Yes.
Okay, so, basically, but also motion made to approve the 2,000 for purchase of maintenance supplies. Seconded by Al, motion made by Mike, and seconded by Al, those in favor say aye. Those opposed say nay. Motion carries. On the next one, 14,000 to rent out equipment. So, one of the things that you guys remember back in 2021 when I first took office, we actually went out and rented equipment to kind of open up the shoulders of the road. It's been already 5 years now, and it's about time that we go back and kind of do the maintenance now on those same roads. There's a lot of confusion. We're trying to keep up with it, particularly down by the Resource Department. The grass is really approaching the bridge, all the way down, and then even going northbound from Municipal all the way up, like especially the Atlanta area, along the Palm. We've been trying to keep
the 14,000. What exactly are we renting?
Oh, so it gives me the flexibility to get either a backhoe, side putter rentals, dump truck if we need it, to remove any of the. See, like right now, so we have it's primarily backhoe, side putters. It's really just for kind of like the routine maintenance.
this is gonna be done like all in one time or like over the year?
No,
Course of a couple of months?
yeah, a couple months, like 2 months, maybe 3 months. We will do it, we want to do it now because it's dry season. A lot of times when they bring the equipment in, when it's rainy season, it's one day you turn on the yard, all of the crap, right? So this is a very good time now to take advantage of this.
So, you know, we're moving into dry season, so have we been utilizing, contractors for grass cutting services?
No, we have not actually, so we have, been utilizing, our tractor mowers that we were getting assistance from, DOC. So,
So, you know, we're trying to spend this money, before to maintain the ground, to maintain the roads, right? So, we're spending a lot of money to maintain the size of the roads we have up there, because you've been doing it internally.
Yes, part of the reason why I stopped the contract there was I wanted to be able to use the money to do other things in the community. And, we've done that a lot already. And so even that thought of bringing back a vendor, potentially down the road, was actually, and I'm just share with you, kind of like a horror story for me. Yesterday, only one of my staff came to work. And I was really on the deck, so I had to do a lot of manual work. Today, only 2 of them came to work. So,
You mean your maintenance or that?
no, when I took over my son, I didn't take over. I'm considering you can operate one, but when you are down in the maintenance, that hurts because we're talking about logistics retrieval, logistics delivery, doing the trash that we need to do, doing the ground maintenance. So, if you guys don't know, like all over Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, I was out cutting grass with the riding on the road. Only to augment the shortage of the staffing right now. Otherwise, they would be doing what we can, we're still running behind. So after I did the last leg, which is the Lada area, over the weekend, and that's kind of like, that really took up all my weekend, but I don't mind doing it because I know if I don't do it, the grass will get thicker and thicker and thicker.
Are you gonna do the 14,000? How you? Because, no, the reason why I'm saying is we just did the up to 15,000. So you get the next allotment,
He said,
15's already gone of that, 2,000 is already gone for, that's 17. I know that.
so the 14 will make 31,000 out of the 40 that he's anticipating.
Yeah, but that 14,000 is supposed to be a one-time?
Payment.
Or,
It's gonna be, depending on the days, so some days we're in the backbone, some days we're gonna need, side cover.
so we're only approving up to 14,000.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's based on the invoices that you receive from the landlord.
Up to 14,000 over the next
3 months.
Because what's happening is you're going to receive an allotment of 40,000 and with all of this, it only leaves you with a balance of about $9,000.
To do anything.
Yeah, after we approve the
I just don't want
50,000.
us to keep appropriating and then, we deficit eventually. And we can't fulfill, we won't have anything there to help cover something if something happens.
We've been good.
So the 14,000 is not something that is upfront. What's the color that you have? Was solid. Yeah, we approved that. So one, it's growing right now.
Looks like after we have money, we're going to approve, so.
It's already paid.
No, I haven't received the money yet. It's been approval, we haven't had money for.
So is that part of this next amount?
Yeah, well, yeah, but the 14, we're probably not gonna use
It's
it.
gonna be, I think we can use appropriations for the state allotment that's coming up. With the wasabi, wasabi flowers,
We're getting it?
We approved it. The motion was made by Nicole.
What's Oh,
That white flower,
yeah, the one oh, okay.
I guess the Guam's flower.
Yeah, I think I was. Not in my right.
Those happen to be out and put that in the order.
Yeah.
Oh, but not paid out?
How much is that?
I think no more than 3,000.
It was total 5,000, plus 3,000 for it, and then the 1,000.
Participation. So that only leaves us 9,000.
What is it?
It's per, it's per flower,
Almost like a plumeria, but not
but
as.
for leaves.
What's the difference from the big flower we have here?
Because
Is it different? Square? Or they good for you?
And our mayor
Yeah, that's
just
right.
wants to showcase that, you know.
Where are we putting it?
So we're gonna take, see where the currently have that, those plumerias? We're gonna take the plumerias and put it inside the, welcome to the mountain sign.
Where the blue and yellow sign?
Where do you carry it?
The blue and yellow sign?
The, welcome to the mountain sign.
The blue and yellow one, put a blue sound out there.
You didn't send us a picture.
We're bringing the plumeria there.
Oh, the
The
plumeria.
audio one, the base right now.
Oh, okay, yeah, because they're married.
We already discussed this.
We did.
I just want to make sure that, you know, the program is not really cover all of them.
I think the only kind of nice is
But you're probably gonna have to put it on the side of the McDonald's sign, the welcoming sign, right?
No, we already carried it, we put it under.
he did it with the plumeria.
Right?
Yeah, but.
No, the plumerias are board. The plumerias are over here.
The message,
No, we already carried it.
with or without the base?
With the bird plumeria right now, we could put it.
No, but the plumeria right now has a base, so
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
in the
Is it
complete
with the
base.
big?
No, because already there's a base on the sign.
See, that's what I'm saying, man, but the current base that it's on now, you're not gonna use it.
No,
We're
You're
gonna
gonna
put
take
it
just the
on.
plumeria.
Yeah, yeah, put it.
Okay, see, that's what I was asking, are you moving the base?
No, no,
okay, so currently we have those rocks around the sign, right? Are we gonna move it so that they can see the flower, or you can see the flower even with the rocks
no.
there?
You can see the.
No,
Try it tomorrow.
It's gonna be
the
a
flower
mystery.
thing will look nice, I just didn't, I was picturing it with the basic current, that's gonna be too high. No, because it'll be
What's on the
lower. No, I
record
think
for us,
it's
getting
fine.
the boulders over there? Now we
Me,
can see, right?
yeah,
Like thinking that was there.
I know, but you know,
Around the flower
I'll be
bed.
honest, when I pass by and I see our visitors taking pictures, they feel like they cannot go beyond that.
Sure, I thought we were
Yeah.
moving the
Yeah,
rocks.
visitors-
That's what we had in the past.
Yeah, so we're giving our visitors the impression that, oh, I'm sorry, you can't go beyond this area.
Oh, they go, this is so secret, don't give it that thing. I'm sure nobody did.
No, wait, that's why we haven't done.
Yes, that was the intent. We should see those things when we got there already. But man, I'm like, man, if you move it, sure enough, that would have ruined her flower.
Well, what happened?
A car just ran into it.
You're still.
Just on the.
Oh, that's, oh, I thought,
On
I
Sunday.
took a picture of somebody just parking there and,
No,
I didn't see the ground.
The boulder even moved it. Oh, shit.
Okay.
Okay, so back to the point.
I'm just a little worried until we figure out, I think what, Mayor, before we approve that, I think we need to know how much we've appropriated from the tourist tax if we're gonna continue. Because if you're talking about the Casali, the 15, the 2,
Reimbursement to GGA.
yeah, so I just wanna make sure we're not, exceeding ourselves. You know,
So 2,000.
yeah. Can we get and then just put it on the channel and we'll review it and approve it? But I want to be safe.
What are the pending payouts?
Yeah, what else are we appropriate from the OCG fund?
That was it. No, really, I'm serious. That's what.
Go for your minutes.
No, really, I'm serious.
No, we're not, because we owe Carlos every tax. They have that as money. So we need to,
What's that, too?
2,500.
1,700.
I thought three for the Christmas parade and Christmas house.
Yeah,
Yeah, so we do have some
That's 1,500 each or
no,
something.
that's it, man. I'm gonna need to know.
Everything is
You know, the fire door, I don't.
Yeah, but remember you guys raised the price?
Yeah.
The flip.
We need to.
It went back up, Christmas holiday and all that, so.
So it was just 2,200. So 2,200, 5,000 for the flower,
2,000
up
for
to
the
15,000 for the hot festival, $2,000 for the week. So 24,000, and we're expecting,
40, so about
40.
16,000 to
And-
hold us for the next quarter.
yes, and it's requesting for 14,000, that will only be for 2,000.
We're planning, so that'd be nice, every man cold, we're even a whole month.
I will make the motion, but not for 14,000. I will make a motion that we appropriate up to 7,000 until such time we get the next allotment and we see where we are.
Yeah, I just wanted to emphasize, the reason why I'm asking this is the dry season now, right? If the rain kicks in, it's cool.
Yeah, but Mayor, you're saying the 14,000 is over a stretch of 3 months.
Right.
We're giving half of it now, so. I don't understand, if you're doing it now, that means you're gonna spend 14,000 now.
No, in 3 months, man.
How much is the rental?
It depends, like I said, we'll get back, we'll say,
What is the estimate monthly rent? So if you rent it for a full 2 weeks, you have to pay a full month rent?
It depends on the equipment, so.
Yeah, it depends. There's no real
He's
set.
getting forklift versus the extra.
So right now, we don't know what equipment you.
Yes, and backhoe.
No, but you said,
They're all different prices, man.
yeah, but are you gonna go rent a backhoe now and a, what do you call the other one?
Excavator.
Excavator, you're gonna all rent all of that at one time? No, but that's what I'm saying, so you gotta.
Up against also, we're competing with everybody else that wants to rent, right? So I'm trying to get the best pricing for what we have right now. I
How
said,
are you
right
gonna
now,
be 14,000?
no, I'm just saying, I think that's what it's adequate. So number I just threw up, I could have won 16 or 19.
Okay, then I'll change it for it's no more than 10.
We're only gonna get it what we pay for, it's very simple.
Yeah.
Okay. So don't, hey, how come you didn't do this side? Shit, I can't.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, if we do 14 and you run out, because you don't finish it, it's about the same.
You gotta give us a little bit of.
But at least it
To
gives
clear the
us,
vegetation.
give us some time.
We're gonna own the road, we'll get clear, a lot of things, like, always think on-
So start your motion is for $10,000.
Approve the 10,000.
So there's a motion before to approve 10,000.
Second.
Seconded by Captain. Those in favor say aye.
Right.
Those opposed say nay. Motion carries. Open discussion, announcements, anything?
Yes, I just like to bring, to the council's attention that they did provide the report. It was in our, NPC chat sometime in November, for the 10 reports.
Oh,
So I just forwarded them again to the chat, but it was, provided back in November.
for all the months that we.
Yes, from, so if you look at it, all there, it's from January to November. So, what we were pending was, we were able to approve from January to May 2025, if there was any meetings during those months. What we were pending was June, August, September, and October. November, we had to approve it, so everything was good.
How many of your staff have driver's license?
Here we go.
In order to, I think, operate the government vehicle.
Just want to make sure, because if anything happens, I can't imagine what the liability will be. I think we need to make sure, I think it just protects us, because if there's a big accident and in the player, there's no driver's license, it looks bad on us. You know, So I think that is something we need to make sure.
It'll be the staff that's on, staff here. That's operating
The government official.
Mauricio?
the equipment that is going to be rented.
No, I'm not. Either that or the public hopefully here. Yeah, I'm sure I have. Was that what you're asking for?
No, and then regular, you
One
know.
of the driver's license, yes, but I'm talking about
Please provide certification. Please provide certification.
Yes, because something,
We wanna
they should have their copy of their driver's license on file. That's right.
Can we get on
should we
cover
trash
service
those
licenses?
we still do we trash pickup services?
Everything is operating government.
Why don't we do that? Does it cost us anything? No.
So every mayor is entitled to one trailer dump, every day, you only have 2 days per week.
Oh, that's right, so that's right, okay.
So going back to the previous question regarding if your maintenance staff has a licensed driver, is a permit considered necessary?
Yeah, but if you have a permit, you gotta be with somebody who
Yeah,
has a license.
Oh, no. But it has to be that authorized person.
So if I have a permit and she has a license, I can drive as long as she's within the vehicle.
I don't think so. It has to be who's indicated in the application. So when it drives, any license? Oh, okay.
Yeah, anyway, permit is just, it means I have some understanding, level of understanding about that.
Oh,
I'm working towards a full license.
Is a permit a license or a permit?
No.
Permit pretty much, you go into the written exam, you're just waiting out for the driver.
For the road license.
Licensed driver has to
Give
be.
you, they hold you for 6 months of that, so that gives you enough time to go get
Can
your.
it be by yourself operating a vehicle?
So I don't allow anybody in my regular job to have anyone to drive with a permit.
Yeah,
Because.
which you really should.
The driver's license holder is responsible for what that person does. So, and nobody wants to take that responsibility. So if you have a permitted driver.
Does anybody?
Are they covered
have
under
anybody that
any
has
the
just-
fall insurance for accident?
It's not an accident.
What, there's a permit? Oh, but the permit's for 6 months, right? And then,
Like you're the like.
so they don't.
Just gotta make sure they don't drive the vehicle by themselves, They really should.
Oh, November, so they still have a long notice.
Any other announcements? Seeing none, next meeting date is February 18. This is literally a few days before okay. Please, schedule accordingly.
Well, Joe is taking the recruitment classes, so Wednesdays and Fridays. That's probably why he's not gonna be able to join us if his course is still going on.
How long is that course?
It's a,
6 months?
No, it's a 6-week course or 5 weeks. But I
It
should
should be free by then. We stay maybe.
no, because it's only 2 days a week. It's not like and all that, so. It just depends on.
motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Seth to adjourn. Seconded by Latrina, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned as of 7:55.